A bit of water at the bottom. I just don't know about this. Removing the oh my gosh, she's cute out there. Hey y'all, and welcome to today's video. So today we're going to be doing something that has been very highly requested. Probably hearing the dryer in the background, but this is real life today. We're going to hear all the noises. Probably Mila back there trying to put herself back to sleep. Also this, and all this. Yep, all the sounds of the kitchen today. Today we're going to be making the beloved collard. It's been requested that we do the collard wraps, but sadly, Food Line did not have the egg roll wrappers, but you would just do the same exact thing pretty much that I'm going to show you, but with a wonton, sort of. Really, the whole point of this is good collards. That's what's going to make it good. So we're also going to make collard sandwiches, and Mama's going to teach y'all her collards. This is also good for me because I'll be able to save this and go back and look at it when I need to make collards myself, because I never make them ever, because if she does it,
and it's easy.
Why do I need to make it?
Well, I used to couldn't do fried collards. I just really started.
I'm sure I know I can. I make fried cabbage, but
the same way.
I just don't have the urge to want to make them, so I just never do.
Maybe she will now.
Probably not. Yes. We're going to be using my sort of old rusty Dutch oven. If you have a big cast iron skillet, that'll work. And if you don't have either Dutch oven or that, you can just use a big old pot.
You can just use a regular pot. That's what I like cooking in this, because it just, you can take this and set it in the oven. That's another way I like to heat them up.
Yeah, so oven safe.
Yeah.
Make sure it's oven safe, because when we go to heat it up later, because we'll be eating these later for supper, we'll be able to heat it up inside of this without having to take it out.
Okay, we're going to start with some bacon grease.
And if you don't have bacon grease,
you can just use a little oil. And plus we're going to use sausage as well. You can use any type. Well, I like pork sausage.
To explain this bacon grease, some people are like, wait, where did bacon grease come from? It's just come from me frying up bacon. So if you want, you could throw you a few pieces of bacon in here first, fry them up, take them, take them from the pot and leave the grease. This is just grease that I've poured off of bacon that I have fried up, and I keep it in the fridge. It's going to give you fat, but it's also going to bring some salt and flavor at the same time, rather than just using oil. Oil is just kind of plain.
Yeah, and sometimes sausage doesn't put out a lot of grease.
A lot of grease, as much grease as bacon does. So even though we are using sausage, it don't give you as much. So I always, y'all, I keep this bacon grease.
But I will tell you, Larry's is a really good sausage, but not all areas have Larry's sausage.
Yeah, that's not Larry's.
So this is Swaggerty's, and it's good.
Swaggerty's is very good. So if y'all have the Swaggerty's, it's in like a red, white, and blue packaging. It is very good. But really, just any pork sausage. If you can't get nothing but Jimmy Dean's, that's good too.
You can do it in a roll.
And you don't have to use these patties. If you got links, it doesn't matter. You can use a roll, like she said.
And you can actually, you don't have to take it out the case, and you can just cook the sausage itself and the links. And just, because you're just using it to season your collards.
6 sausage patties.
And about a tablespoon of...
That was a big tablespoon.
Well,
that was... What kind of tablespoon was that?
Well, about a tablespoon and a half.
2 tablespoons of fat.
Well, I didn't put all of it in there now. I put about all of it. Browning that sausage. You get all the pink out. Cook down. Bring it up to a fry.
I'm using crushed red pepper.
Just a little bit. Go easy on it because it's very hot. You can cut up your own collards if you have them in your area, or you can.
If it's that time for you to have some fresh collards.
The fall is really a good time to have them because the frost has hit them and they're better. The flavors are better.
Well, we got that bag from Walmart.
Food Line.
They had the same bag at Walmart a while ago.
Well, James got it Food Line. Okay. And I like to let my sausage really brown up before I...
We like it to get a little bit of crunchiness on it.
Yeah, a little crisp to it.
So not just brown, but we like it to get a little bit of crunch, because that'll give it a bunch of flavor too, especially when you go to scrape the bottom of that pot.
You leave everything in the pot. You don't drain your sausage. I just dump it all in there together and let it cook. Now that our sausage is browned,
we've got a nice little crunchy coating on some of those pieces.
Look at 2 pounds of collards.
Okay. We want to go straight in with those. The whole bag. Y'all, these will cook down.
Yes, they shrink.
They're going to shrink like crazy. Just like spinach, just like kale, just like cabbage. It all shrinks.
Or... That's tablespoons?
Yes. We're adding a little bit more water. You can just sort of kind of tell from the bottom how much water is actually. You don't want it too watery.
No.
So we just did about another tablespoon or two.
You really don't see any.
You don't see any water. There you go. You can see a little bit of water at the bottom. Now we're going in with the crushed red, like we said. Unless all of your family likes it spicy, be a little careful with that. We're going to try to see if Mila will try these. So we're not going to make them. We wouldn't make them spicy anyway.
We got a tablespoon of sugar.
Tablespoon of sugar. We're going to do some pepper. That's probably
a big pinch.
A teaspoon. That's also probably about a tablespoon.
See how they've already started shrieking?
And a half. They've already shrieking. They've already started shrieking.
They've already started shrieking. Ready for waste.
So now that it's cooked down a little bit,
they've shrieked some.
We can go ahead and add the rest of the bag.
God, it smells amazing.
Because you can't really, as you can tell, when it's really full, it's hard to stir it. So you can just give it a minute and it'll just start cooking down right in front of you.
And what I'm going to do is, now that they're cooked down some, I'm going to put the lid on them and then I'll stir them in a minute.
Yeah. So when you add that lid, the steam will help just press everything down. So we'll give it a few minutes and then we'll give it all a good stir so that everything can have the seasoning and the sausage, the grease that was left in there. All of it can get coated on all the collards. So it's 256 and we'll see how about our time and how long.
Yeah.
Everybody's oven is different and your pots are going to cook differently. And your collards are going to cook differently.
Depending on the time of the year, so you can get them, they're more tender.
You're pretty much just going to taste them, and if they're still tough and not, then that's not.
You let them cook.
You're going to let them cook some more.
You have to let them cook that they are tender.
Tender is what you want, guys.
The one thing that I forgot to tell you, make sure that if you're cutting up your collards, just get rid of these big stems because they will not cook down as much as the other, and then your greens will be cooked too much, and you don't want that. So try to eliminate as much stem as possible. When you're cutting them up yourself, you can hold the collard, grab it, leave the thick part at the end, and just pull it off the stalk or whatever it's called, the rib part. Just pull it, and all of that'll be left, and all you have is collard green.
That's the downfall when you buy them in a bag.
Yeah, you don't know they're like that until you dump them out, and then you have to pick them out.
They've already cooked down a whole lot. This is the whole bag, and it sat for about probably 2 or 3 minutes before she took the lid back off and started pulling out those thick stems. We're gonna taste test the collards. They have been going for about 45 minutes at this point. I'm gonna show you what they look like. We're done. It's been a couple hours since, so now we're gonna get started on all the other stuff. I did not buy buttermilk, so Mama is gonna give us a quick little tutorial on how to make buttermilk at home in case you don't want to buy it or in case you forgot like I did.
Whole milk.
Whole milk. How much? You don't know. That's probably a cup.
Yeah. And then you add a tablespoon of vinegar. White vinegar, distilled vinegar.
Not that ACV with the mother.
No, because you'll mess it up.
Just some white distilled tablespoon.
Then you let it set for a little bit.
So it can turn nasty.
Fermentate.
So it can curdle.
Yeah. And there's your buttermilk.
And that's it, guys. So we're gonna show y'all also how we cook okra, and we got some corn. So we're just doing that along with our collard greens. So I normally like to get fresh, but it's just very hard right now to find fresh okra.
And I actually had some.
Mama had some and left it. Daggone. So in a cast iron, you don't have to have a cast iron, just any sort of deeper
you could
skillet.
be a non-stick skillet.
Yeah. We're just gonna add a lot of, that was probably a tablespoon
And I'm gonna leave that out for
oil.
For my cornbread.
We're just gonna coat that. I do like to use the cast iron for my like sauteing veggies and stuff. I just feel like
Seasoning.
yeah, it just does a really good job.
And that will cook down as well.
There's still some in there. Don't you waste that okra. And we're just gonna add some salt to it. I'm low on salt, so we had to pull out my Himalayan. And of course, good old red pepper flakes and some black pepper. This is gonna be to taste. Now, you can put a little bit, maybe like a half a teaspoon of each of them. And then once it's cooked, taste it and see if you wanna add some more. Of course, you're not gonna taste it at this step. Wait till it's cooked.
Let it do its thing.
And you just leave it. Don't touch it. That's what we're talking about, making it slimy. We just stirred it in a little bit. We just stirred it a little bit and leave her alone.
And you can also do that, and that'll help it start cooking more. Ooh, that corn's
Pretty. Hello. We are currently removing the shucks from corn.
The what?
The corn shucks. We're shucking corn.
Shucking corn for what?
To eat. Got our corn on the boil. Y'all can see our okra is doing its thing over there. We just added some water and some salt.
fresh corn. And if you feel like it's a little slimy and runny, just let it cook until it dries it out.
Yeah.
And that'll get
but
rid
you don't
of
want
this.
it dried out. Okra. Test tasting time. Okra good. I just thought we are going to make the cornbread now. This is the fried. I think some of y'all call it hot water cornbread. We just call it fried cornbread. We're going to use some cornmeal. You can use whatever brand you want. It just needs to be finely ground, right?
Yes.
Okay, Mama doesn't measure this, so I would say that's about a half a cup. I'm gonna add some salt, maybe about a half a teaspoon or so, and going in with this DIY buttermilk. Add a little bit, and I'm sure she's gonna stir it and see if it's the consistency she wants.
Because they usually have water too.
And she'll see if it's runny enough, because I think this has to be really runny, don't it?
I might add
Well, not like really, but runny. We'll show you. More cornmeal. This is one of those things you just kind of, since she doesn't measure anything, she just pours, stirs it, looks at it, because it looks a little too watery now. So a little more.
So we're gonna have to
cornmeal.
save that. Sets up, it does firm up just a hair.
There it is.
In all its glory.
Runnier than pancake mix. Well, then again, some of y'all's pancakes mix might look like that. Doing a tester. And y'all seen there is literally barely any grease in there at all. Just enough to cover the bottom. I just don't know. I just don't know about this.
That's what I know.
I feel like they are not going
To hold.
to hold. Note to self and to all the other selves that are watching this. Don't buy the wonton wrappers.
We're gonna do this. It's gonna work. I'm telling you.
We've always ever just done egg roll wrappers, and you just roll them like you would an egg roll. This is just not a cooperating. It's a different texture than the egg roll. It's not as thick, and they're not wanting to stick even if I'm using water. So I feel like we're going to drop them into oil, and all the coals is going to fall out.
This.
Okay. Because it's just a really nice, like, light, airy crispiness that the egg roll wrappers and stuff bring, and the wonton wrappers are even thinner. So I feel like that'll really be nice and crispy if it just cooperates with us. And I think, I was about to say, I think it also will cook a whole lot faster than, maybe I should fold them like that. Now let's talk toppings and dipping sauces. Red pepper jelly is the bomb. If you can get somebody that made it, way better than what you'll buy at the store. Same as chow chow. If you can get somebody that can make it at home and they know what they're doing, highly recommend getting a couple jars from them. My sister friend, as I call her, Brittany, her mama, D-Lo, Miss Dolores, makes the best chow chow I think I've ever had. This, of course, is from Food Line. This is what they have. You can mix these. I'm gonna put a little bit of jelly. Bone apple teeth, everyone. As good as this is, heaven is even better. Okay. Oh my gosh. Mix the pepper jelly with that chow chow. Say rum. You gotta taste that one.
There's it off the chain.
That's good. Here's our almost burnt up little collard drops. I know y'all want to see the wraps, but I mean, literally, you just put it in the egg roll wrapper. I mixed up some of the red pepper jelly and the chow chow to dip it in.
Do you have powdered sugar?
Uh-huh.
They're good.
Y'all, there's something about
That crispiness.
the crispiness from even in the little.
If they could have been deep
I believe
fried.
Mama just run over here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're still, and we just were pan fried it. It weren't. Still good. Because we have all these wontons, Mama poured out some cream cheese, about a half a stick, and she just added a little bit of powdered sugar into it. That's something that you can taste already to see if it's sweet enough. And we're gonna make, what are they called?
A little bit of vanilla.
A little bit of vanilla.
Like the crab, but they're not the crab ragoons.
Almost like crab ragoons at the Chinese restaurant, but they don't have crab. All right, we got some sizzle action going. Can you tell her hey?
Hey,
Hey, y'all. Who's your mama?
Say cheers.
Can you say subscribe? Can you say please subscribe?
Oh my. You're mesmerizing because you're sad.
Okay guys, I feel like we have gone non-stop today. I don't even know what time it is. What time is it? 9:43. We have literally been going non-stop for 12 hours.
Seems that way.
We put the first load of laundry in the washing machine at this time this morning. And yeah, we stripped the bed, we've done towels, we've washed everything. The last thing that's in there now is towels. I cut Cody's hair. I trimmed the back of Mama's hair. But everything turned out really good, even those little cream cheese things, which was a last minute decision, but man, we eat all of them. they got gone.
Well, you got a bunch of okra too.
We eat a bunch of all the things, seems like. But me and Mama's watching Crime Scene Kitchen. Comment down below what your favorite cooking show is, or competition, whatever. Comment down below and let us know what it is. We like a wide range. What's your favorite?
Oh gosh. I just like cooking shows.
Mom likes any of them that she can play. I've just recently started watching this one randomly. We hope you'll have a beautiful and blessed day, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye.